Don't even have to clap or anything.
What? We're together for a... Ow. What is this?
The TV.
No, why is it so
Do not
low?
break the TV.
Why is it so low? Like, how
$50 won't cover that incidental.
500 will. It's fine.
We're together
For
the first time
in
recording
forever.
the podcast.
Wow, really? That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense. But it's just weird. Like, I didn't think about how we haven't actually been...
Ooh, that's a lot of Mexican food coming at my face.
We have to be so close and I just ate a burrito. Let me get some gum.
It's a good thing I love you, girl.
Mm.
Do you have gum? I didn't bring mine. Oh, you did buy some.
I can't get there from here. Whew. I can taste what you smelling and I feel bad about that.
Do you care if I take a piece too?
No, I
So
don't
I
know.
can
I mean,
be kind to you.
I can't smell it over my own breath, so it's fine. Well, hello there, YouTube. We're so glad to have you. We're in Virginia right now, so I have a southern accent.
So, now it's like, okay, we just start, right?
1, 2, 3. Oh! We don't know how to clap in unison when we're actually together.
Here, let's do 1, 2, 3. See, we do it.
Whoa, that was really
Oh
loud.
my gosh, this is going to be so funny to edit.
It's going to be exciting.
Okay.
Welcome back.
We should do it together, because we're together.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I thought you were going to do it with me.
We
I kind of was
gum,
sad.
and I was thinking, oh, this is going to sound... Okay. And then I got it into chew mode.
1, 2. It's going to be impossible.
No, it's going to be great. Okay.
I can't get there.
You're not there.
I can't get there.
Sierra. This is Sierra on almost 2 coffees, luckily only 1, in the afternoon.
I finished my my venti iced coffee, and I finished my coffee from this morning, and then we went to Starbucks, and I drank another
So
coffee.
Sierra on like 2.5 coffees and a glass of wine at 10.
It's a crazy combination.
10:30 at night. Okay.
So really, those just balance each other out, and this is just Sierra
Yes, that's true.
with a friend who's so excited to be with a friend.
Me too.
That's my friend. In case you're
That's
wondering
my
who
friend.
that friend is. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back
to
what? It's just so exciting. I got so happy.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to the In Raw Life podcast. Oh, we should re-record our intro while we're here together.
We could.
Okay.
We are so excited you're here, and we were in unison today because
We are together in Farmville, Virginia.
oh, I thought you were going to say in Technicolor, which would have been just as exciting.
That would have been just as exciting. We're always in Technicolor.
Hey. So today we are going to talk about something that is so fun to get to talk about together.
And so important to us individually, together, as a community, as an entire world.
As a universe.
That's right.
But before we get there, don't forget to follow us, subscribe, rate, review, help this podcast to grow. Do you want to inspire women? You can. Just hit share right now from wherever you are listening to this podcast. If you're on YouTube, copy that link. Go ahead, share it with someone who needs a reminder that they are an amazing, strong, independent woman.
Or someone who supports a strong, independent woman.
Hell yes! This is way more fun together.
I know it is.
Hey, community, tell Jessica she should move to New Jersey.
Hey, community. Tell Sierra she needs to come visit me in South Carolina and see how awesome it is. So, you can share us And you can also come be a part of our amazing Facebook community, Empowered Unstoppable Women. If you are a woman, sorry, that is our only time we are going to say no to the men. And you can join our community where we are a diverse community of so many strong, passionate women helping other women and lifting each other up. Do you remember who we are? Remember our passions, to live our truth and and realize that it's okay whatever your bangs look like.
That is the group we are in.
That is the caveat. Okay. But before we really start today's episode,
I know. This is going to be so weird.
We need to have a reality check.
I know! It's going to be so weird.
Which is weird in person, number one. Mm-hmm. It's weird because, well, I mean, it's not weird.
Because we know what happened.
But yeah, we've been together for the past 24 plus hours, right? Yeah.
We've caught each other up.
And, we're on, a high right now. Mm-hmm. Which is fine, because that can be reality.
That is our raw.
So is it a joint reality today?
I don't know. Go, you start and I'll pick up
well, let's
see where we go.
I just realized that rock looks like South Carolina on its side, so that's a sign.
That you should leave South Carolina because it's on its side.
No, it's having a party. And you should
head north to New Jersey.
It's having a party. Okay. My reality is I have been missing friendship. And I have one of my absolute favorite, closest friendships for 48 whole hours, which is freaking amazing. And it's going to be so weird then to, drive home tomorrow. That's my reality.
My reality is I didn't even think about that until right now.
It's okay. We talk every day, like you mentioned.
That doesn't matter because seeing people in real life is totally different than...
I know. I agree. But I have to look at the positive side for myself.
I have a different reality.
Okay.
I'll share. My reality is that I realized that I don't like taking pictures.
Which was interesting.
It was interesting for both of us to realize that. Because we took pictures today for the website, for the Instagram, for all of you beautiful people out there. And I was just like, let's get this part over with so we can get to the real fun. So that was really, because I like to get pictures taken, but I don't like the process. And then Jessica said, well, what's your favorite, because I said, this is just my least favorite part of this weekend. And she said, what is your favorite part? And I said, sitting at a coffee shop getting stuff done, which made me
So now that we've actually done all of that, is that really your favorite part?
Yeah, no, it still is. Which was so fun to learn about myself. It's okay that, because a lot of times you're like, oh, okay, well, I need to take a break from working because, I'm just working too much. But work really fuels me. It makes me feel we say have self-care and stuff, which is, important to have, a massage or, getting our nails done. I really loved that.
Or going and reading a book or playing with your kids in the hammock.
Right. Whatever your form. But what you don't think of is maybe your self-care is growing your business, growing something that you're passionate about. That's huge. And I feel like a lot of times I don't think anybody would equate work to self-care, but I feel like it's okay today I accepted that it is okay if my form of self-care is pouring my heart into the business, not pouring my stress or my overwhelm, but pouring my heart into something I love, which is this business in raw life, and that's okay if that's my self-care. So I love that realization.
That's where the alignment comes in that we've talked about so much over the past 8, 9, 10 months.
Yeah.
Is when it doesn't feel like work because it feels so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so good. Also, reality. If you're on YouTube, you see we're drinking Starbucks, and that's because all the local coffee shops were closed on Sunday night in Virginia. So please don't judge us for not investing in small businesses. We had to go to Starbucks. But look, we only got water, so...
Oh my gosh, but I can't wait to tell you.
What?
Well, it's part of the episode. Okay, so...
Go right into it.
Today's episode is about being a strong, independent woman.
Miss Independent.
And this whole month of July is going to be celebrating women and the amazing beings that we are. And diverse and strong and confident and beautiful no matter anything. And I'm just really excited to get into it. So, to prepare for this, since we're together, we thought, we should probably listen to a TED Talk. We get back to the hotel room after going to Starbucks and doing some work. And we think to ourselves, I vaguely commented, oh, it would be nice if we had a glass of wine right now. And so Ciara took that and ran with it.
No, you didn't. Oh, I was going to say, I said, oh, are we still going to go and have a drink at this restaurant down, like, walking distance? And she said, I don't know if I'm into it. I do wish we had a bottle of wine, though. And I said...
Like, in the room. And then she said,
nope.
Okay, we're going then. And I said,
Give me a reason to go out.
And luckily we did, because we're like, okay, we're going to go listen to a TED Talk, drink a glass of wine before they close. Mm-hmm. Hopefully our waitress from earlier, who we loved so much, is still there.
Which, by the way, we promised her we'd return, and we were about to break that promise.
Yeah, we can't do that to an amazing woman. Mm-hmm. So we walk in, and there she is. Her name is Brittany. She's amazing.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Not that Brittany. And we walk in, and she gets us our glass of red wine, and we go outside on the patio, and it's the coolest, cutest spot ever. Drinking our wine, watching a TED Talk about...
Imagine, like, the most millennial cafe. Like,
yes.
with a little bit of brick, subway tiles in the bathroom, and plants on plants on plants against all of the perfectly natural wood.
And twinkle lights on the outside patio with the umbrella.
Dog friendly.
And the dog.
So millennial.
Yes. And so we're watching a TED Talk about trying to, like, fuel our brains and our minds and our hearts for this episode. And Brittany comes back out to us just to check on us, because it's almost closing time. It was already last call. And Ciara luckily said, what brought you here? Tell us your story. And she tells us her story. She's this adorable girl from Philadelphia area who, on a whim, last year, drives down to live on, like, a cool... What would you name it? What did she use the word for it?
It wasn't plantation.
Not like a cool piece of land where all of these artists live together in their own little places, because she's a ceramics artist, and she takes this risk to just move down here.
September of 2020, nonetheless, mid-pandemic.
Moves down here, has never lived somewhere else, it sounds like, to come and do what she loves and what she's passionate about.
Which is ceramics.
And we're in the middle of Virginia, y'all. Like, it's adorable, but we're in the middle of it. It's not like, there's no
in
city.
the heart of the South in Farmville, Virginia.
Which, by the way, is totally adorable. You should totally come here.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, ooh! I knew that was going to happen.
Oh, it's because I kicked the bed. I'm so sorry, bed. I mean, so sorry, YouTube.
Oh, and it did something over here.
What are we doing? At 0 crossings.
Still going. Okay. So
Is it, though?
Yeah, it's still going.
But it's not as big.
It's still going?
Oh!
It's not. Oh, Jesus, Ciara.
Well, maybe. It's still going. It is. It's fine now. We were just being quiet, maybe.
Is it fine now?
Maybe you should pause it. Just be safe. Miss Independent.
I have to unplug this.
Wait, why did you shush me?
Because I have to listen to it, but I have to unplug this to listen to it.
Oh.
Let me save it. You want to turn that off? I don't know. I feel bad. Or should we just keep it?
Why are we going to turn it off when I can sit here and entertain YouTube
you
for so long while Jessica does all the technical stuff? Which, by the way, Jessica is terrible at technical stuff.
I'm not.
You're not
Tech
terrible.
Hates me.
That's what
I do all the technical stuff, but Tech hates me.
Mm-hmm.
I should not put that out there. I need to change that.
Tech loves you, Jessica. Tech loves you. Okay, so let's tell a random fun story that will be for YouTube only. Once upon a time, I want it to be a real story though. What should I say? Well,
tell the gas station bathroom story.
I don't remember it as well as you do.
I don't know.
One time we used to travel to this gas station and pee. No. What? I don't know. So Jessica and I met in college. Okay? And, this is a fun story. Oh. I thought that was outside, but that was your computer. So, Jessica and I were both theater majors at UCF, University of Central Florida. And Jessica is always very punctual and on time, and I am always running late, which is why she's perfect for me. So, first day of class, we're taking theater studies. Like, that's the general theater class that everybody has to take. And it's in this it's in the black box theater, if you know what theater is and know what a black box is. And so when you walk in the door, the seats are like this, and then it's a square room that's painted black box. Imagine a giant black box. And there's seats like this, right? And so you walk in over here, and everybody, as they walked in for their first day of school, they came and they would sit. And so the first people there sat on this side, and then, slowly people filtered in. Well, if you're 10 minutes late to your class, as I do, you come in and you come sit right here, and you're like, eek, I'm late. I'm just going to sit here quietly. And for some reason, maybe, I don't remember if the groups were already assigned by the time I got there.
Yeah, I think it just somehow.
But we had to split into groups. And for some reason, I had to go and join the group on the opposite side of the room, all the responsible people who were there first. And so I joined Jessica, Rachel, and Leah. Yes. So there's a group of 4 of us. And we're like, okay. And I'm like, I don't know these people. I'm just going to kind of whatever. And Jessica has this persona of, I got my shit together. And, I don't know. It's just this, you know it. Because people have told you this before.
I didn't think that, though.
I know you didn't think it, but she just has it, right? She's got this, look at me. Actually, I don't even need you to look at me because I don't care. I don't care what you think. I've got this together. I am here to do what I want. Which is so funny that she, didn't think that of herself, but that's how I always perceived her in the very beginning. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and we start talking, and we find out that we're both going to Miami because we need to get together for the group, right? So we both need, the all 4 need to figure out a time we can hang out and do this group project. And this weekend won't work because Jessica and I are both going to Miami. And the next weekend won't work because Jessica and I are both going to somewhere in North Carolina. She's like, I'm going to North Carolina. I was like, no way, me too. Where are you going? And she's like, oh, you wouldn't have heard of it. And I'm like, what is it? And she said, Jacksonville, North Carolina. And I said, what? That's exactly where I'm going to. And the reason was because we were both dating. Well, you weren't dating yet. Were you dating? No, that was the trip that you guys first started dating. This is sagging.
Oh, that's like our sleep last night. Aww. Oh man.
Anyway, so
this is gonna be the best ever.
We both were going to the same place. Made us fall in love. And we...
with each other.
Eventually, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
What?
I don't think I ever put it on Yeti.
Oh, gosh. That's fine. It's totally fine. It's all good stuff. Good, juicy stuff. Hello. Yes. Now it's on Yeti.
No, it's huge. This is going to be the loudest you've ever been on the podcast.
It is. Hello.
Oh, gosh, that's really big.
Maybe you should
that's
listen.
how I always sound.
Re-listen and make sure it doesn't sound cray-cray. Cray-cray. Anyway, and that's how Jessica and I were born and fell in love.
We're born
into each other's lives.
That's the day our lives started.
Yeah. And then we did all this stuff together because at UCF there's BA and BFA. Badass and bad freaking ass. But we were bad freaking ass. We were just badass. You had to audition to get into the...
Did you talk into it?
Hello, I'm talking.
I think we can just scoot back.
Okay. Is it really loud?
It just has a fuzzy sound.
Then yeah, we'll scoot back. Anyway, so because we weren't BFA, only the BFA automatically got into shows and stuff. You had to audition to be in BFA, and I wasn't a very good actress when I auditioned to be in BFA. Did you even audition?
I don't think so.
No, you just...
I transferred in from a different school. Anyway.
Yeah. So we never got cast in the shows, which, again, I wasn't a very good actress then, so I don't blame them I actually don't even know if I auditioned. I don't think I ever auditioned for a show.
Neither. I didn't bother.
I was like so hurt that I didn't get accepted that I never auditioned. And then I went to LA and I actually learned how to act, and I still never auditioned because I had a lot of confidence issues that I have since worked through.
I was a great actress. I was in shows in Pace.
Okay. I was like, what are you going to qualify this? But that was a good
Thanks.
I was like, how do you know?
I mean, I didn't like, because only the BFAs were in like the big shows, but I was in like a bunch of good projects at Pace.
Well,
that I had to try out for.
We did all the technical stuff at UCF.
Like painting an entire stage black one time together.
We painted it
Remember
black?
like the stairs, and it was like over us.
I just remember, I remember meeting, I don't remember being in the stage, I just remember meeting behind the stage together, and then walking in together. And then I don't remember what happened inside, so I thought we laughed a lot.
Who hurt you?
I don't know. Why? Because I have a bad memory?
I just remember meeting, but I don't remember what happened.
What?
I'm just messing.
I very specifically remember, when you showed me that garage, it reminded me
Oh, interesting.
of the
I
back.
don't remember that part.
I bet, like, I
remember painting with rollers above our heads.
That kind of sounds familiar, but I just remember, like, walking around the back of the theater and meeting you, or not. Maybe we walked around it together because we had to go in the back. No, I think it was me. I don't know. Anyway, does that go away?
I don't know. No, not unless it's just somebody messaging me.
But now they're gonna haunt us above our head.
Don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. Okay.
How does it go away?
Not like that.
I messed with it. Oh,
Great job, Ciara.
I messed with it.
Okay, so back to strong, independent women.
Back to reality. Okay, where were we?
I was talking about Brittany.
Yes.
And she's a strong, independent woman who took this huge risk.
Oh, yeah.
In the, middle of the pandemic. I'm quite positive she's younger than us.
Oh, yeah.
And she's adorable, and she's a ceramics pottery. Like, she makes the cutest mugs that we're going to buy from her tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We will link her in the show notes because she needs to be recognized. Mm-hmm. I believe it was at clay.be. Or no, something. I don't know.
That was not
Or make clay. We will put it in the show notes.
And it's just dot B, because she's
there's 2 dots in there. No, it was B-E.
Oh.
It was adorable. And then she puts little bees on the bottom of the mugs. Anyway, she's adorable. We can't wait to buy her mugs tomorrow. We will be Instagramming them, I'm sure.
Remember how you said we have to lean back?
Yep.
Listen.
Okay, so we'll put her in the show notes. But anyway, it was like kismet because we were literally in the middle of watching this TED Talk about someone talking about being a good girl, quote unquote, for people not watching YouTube. And how, good girls don't take risks. And good girls do what they're told. And good girls follow the path. And I was like, but it's a TED Talk trying to inspire, hey, like, I don't remember the name of it. Do you remember? Mm-mm. But why you don't want to be a
good girl.
Good girl. And then Brittany tells us this awesome story, and I was like, this was all meant to be, and it feels so good, and obviously in alignment. Do you have any thoughts?
I have a lot.
Okay.
No, I don't, but nothing related to this.
Oh, well, yeah. So, the reason why we wanted to make this episode, to kind of kick off this part of the July episodes, is because we are strong, independent women. Mm-hmm. And we may have families, and we may have kids, and we may not, for people listening who don't. And we personally have a small business, and we have this podcast, and we have an awesome community that we already mentioned a million times on Facebook.
Full of other women who have small businesses, who are doing big things.
Doing other huge, passionate things with their lives.
Yeah. And
just, killing it. And we want to celebrate those women and encourage other women, hey, you can do it too.
Yeah. So, okay, well, let's dive into the little bit of the TED Talk that we did here. Mm-hmm. Because it was really fun to listen to it together, sipping our wine, and then we'd be sitting there, and we'd both, at the exact same time, we'd be like,
that's right, girl.
But, okay, so one thing that she said that just, I think it stuck with both of us, is that when little boys fall, they're told to get back up. And, I have 2 little boys. I tell them that all the time. when little girls fall, they're like, oh, be careful. And they're coddled. And
Now my girl.
Well, that's good. I don't think mine would either. But it's funny because I often justify it because a lot of times I feel a bit of judgment sometimes when when I let my boys just kind of run and I'm not very cautious with them. Because I believe, I parent this way at least, that they might fall and that's how they learn. You know? Like even we have a play set in the backyard and other kids have played on that play set and their parent or guardian will follow them around because you climb up. It's like, I don't know, probably 4 feet. The platform is like 4 feet off the ground. And the guardian will make sure on both sides, oh, don't let them fall, don't let them fall. And I was letting, that's of 2 and 3 year olds. I was letting Gray up there as a baby. And I was just like, whatever. He needs to learn. I mean, he didn't get too close to the edge. I knew that. But now, he kind of sometimes does. And I'm like, what are you doing, kid? Be careful. But that's just, my way of raising it. But sometimes people are like, oh, well, whatever. If I notice that someone seems anxious about how much freedom I give my boys, I'm like, oh, well, they're boys. And I just, give it that. Oh, they're boys. It's fine. Because, that's my way of gaining forgiveness from these people who are judging me. Especially if they have girls. You wouldn't understand.
But that is the most annoying thing to hear as a girl mom.
Well, if they're
no, I understand what you're doing, but I'm just saying in general.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see what you're saying. But I use it as my justification for, you're not, but I'm 100% saying if my girl was up there, I'd be doing the same thing. I just get the excuse of, oh, they're boys, it's fine. But I'm also realizing that that's not necessarily a good thing because girls need that freedom too. And now I kind of want to voice, they're kids, they can all do it. Yeah. They're all big and brave. They can all get dirty and in the mud. I mean, I played in the mud. I loved climbing trees. That didn't stop me just because I'm a girl.
I know. I used to call myself, half tomboy, half girly girl, and Emlyn kind of does the same thing now. And then the more I'm learning and on my own journey of always ever growing personal growth, I'm like, I was just a kid. And Emlyn's just a kid. And I don't want her to think that she's a tomboy / girly girl, when I did some research on the feminism episode, there was talk of, well, it's okay to call a girl tomboy, but it's not okay to call, are we just as okay with calling a boy a sissy? I think was the terminology that they use.
But I feel like sissy has a negative connotation.
That's just because that's what we put on it.
But I mean, it's same with all, words. I mean, there's so many words that are popping
girly
in my head.
Boy. Does that feel as good as tomboy?
Okay, that's a better comparison, but no, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay if a boy plays with dolls doesn't mean that he's gay or not. Just because a girl goes and plays and runs. I was a girl who ran around, I came home with scrapes on my knees constantly. I feel like my parents let me take risks, but maybe more because I was a latchkey kid and they didn't see what I was doing. But I was able to do that, and I mean, when I had Emlyn, there was so much out there of let kids fall and don't immediately rush to them, because the second that you do that, they think that they go for it, and they learn that that's what you do. So, but especially with girls, like you were saying, some people might say, oh, it's a boy, he can do that. Oh, whatever, he's tough. But if it's a girl, you run to her. I don't run to Emlyn. Right. When I worked at a preschool, none of us ran to any of the kids, no matter who they were. We said, great job, get back up, brush it off. Yeah. And they're just humans.
I think whatever TED Talk we were listening to said that, statistics show that girls are coddled more than boys.
And she even said she was the daughter of 2 psychiatrists. So she was, and I mean, she's brought up pretty well and understood herself, but the one thing that her mom did was called her a good girl. She told her she was a good girl.
And we never found out what that did for her.
No, we didn't, because we didn't finish it, but we're allowed to make up our own thoughts and opinions on this now.
I know, but I just mean I'm very curious as to what.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know where she was going with that.
Well, she talked about how that's not what we want to tell our girls they are.
Oh, well, yeah. So on that regard. She did go into how, oh, this was so good. So, we're taught to be a good girl. What does that mean? We go to school, we're supposed to get good grades, follow the rules.
No mistakes.
Do, whatever extracurriculars you're supposed to do, it's supposed to be something you're good at.
Supposed to do.
And,
follow the path.
Yeah. And, like, she gave an example of somebody she knew who was, who all she wanted to do was sing, but they were told, like, you're not a really good singer, don't even try it. And so when women get into the workforce, we still follow the rules. If we dare become an entrepreneur, we don't know how to push through because we're taught to not make mistakes. We're taught the only way to get an A is to get it all right the first time. Like you don't get straight A's if you fail a test. So you need to get everything right the whole time. And I think if we kept listening, she was going to say, it's good to make a mistake because that's how you learn. It's how you grow. When you take risks, that's how you propel forward.
It's how you become a better girl and woman.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Don't become a good girl. Become a better.
Yeah, we're always
woman.
on the path of becoming better versions of ourselves. No.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I like it. I mean, I like it.
I know.
But I would say, so I had a thought though for what you were saying earlier about not wanting to be labeled as a tomboy, like half tomboy, half girly girl. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that because.
But I was just a kid. I should just say, I was a cool kid. I loved running and playing in dirt, and I also really enjoyed getting dressed up in dresses.
But like some girls,
like that's the kid I was.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have to put the labels on it.
But I also I don't think we love the Enneagram because it like gives us direction as to who we are. I feel like
it doesn't give us it helps us realize what's inside of us already and helps us work through it.
Right. Well, like I don't know. I think labeling things can be very informative, personally. Like what I talk about this with my anxiety and depression. When I was pregnant with Gray, I kept thinking I was depressed, but I didn't realize I had something called postpartum anxiety, which can happen in pregnancy, and it was anxiety induced by pregnancy and
yeah, but tomboy, calling myself a tomboy. Why do I need to label myself a boy of sorts?
Well, I mean,
to say those sides of me, the fact that I liked playing in dirt and came home with bruises means that I was acting like a boy.
I don't know. I was proud of being a tomboy.
Yeah, I was too. But thinking about it now, it's like, why did I have to label that I was a boy? Why couldn't I just say I was a girl who loved playing in dirt and I came home with script minis?
I mean, I hear what you're saying, like, but it's just like that in my mind. That was the phrase that was created to describe it. But it doesn't make me a boy. It makes me like this awesome badass girl who's not afraid to get dirty.
Exactly. That's what we should say instead.
I mean, I guess we could change the title of it.
You a badass girl.
You a badass girl. Not tomboy, you a badass girl.
Yeah.
But either way, I just think it's okay to identify as that. Because there are girls who are girly girls. Like, I know little girls that won't play in the mud, who don't want to get dirty. And, like, I
think they're afraid of taking risks.
I think they just like things really pretty. And
I think a little bit of it is taught. Because, believe me, working in a preschool where we let them... Like, part of our... when I would give tours, it was... Now, we do love... Like, just letting you know, they might come home dirty because we don't stop them from doing that. And there were tons of girls with their little smocked dresses. We're in the South. Very proper. And they would come home dirty. And then the moms were like, well, she's getting dirty. She doesn't really like to play in the dirt. And it's like, she likes playing in the dirt. You just don't let her play in the dirt.
Okay, but on the flip side, Arrow... who's a boy, who I love, who I want to get dirty with, like, I want to go and dig in the mud, won't do it. Like, when I brought out finger paints, and he's like, no.
That's a sensory thing.
A sensory thing?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Well, either way...
They don't like the feel of it, but yeah.
Well, like, but either way, like, the dirt, like, he didn't want, like, he doesn't like to get, he took a long time to get dirty in any regard. He didn't want water, he didn't want paint, he didn't want dirt.
That's sensory.
Well, so if a little girl is a girly girl who wants things prim and proper, that may not be taught.
But why does it have to mean that she's a girly girl? She just doesn't. That's a sensory thing for her.
I guess. Well, what if she likes for things to stay pretty? Like earlier today. Okay, so here's the thing.
So Arrow likes his things to stay pretty.
Right. I don't know. Well, like,
is he a girly boy?
Maybe.
Are you okay with labeling him like that?
I guess not. I don't know.
Too much coffee and wine for this conversation.
I know. No, it's good. I want to dive into that. Okay, so if a little girl doesn't want things dirty, but she likes things prim and proper, and she likes things pretty, and she likes to play tea party, or she likes pretty dresses, like, I guess it's not just about dirt. Like, the girly girl aspect was, like, I like to wear high heels and dresses, and...
Some little boys like that.
So that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with little boys liking that. I'm just saying that it's like, I took pride in being a girly girl and being a tomboy. Like,
Yeah, so did I.
But that's like, I'm being labeled as a girl and a boy. So I don't see, like, where's the conflict? I don't get it.
I just don't think... I mean, this is going back to the feminism thing, so it's kind of getting off track. But I just don't think that we have to put the gender on describing the actions that we like to take.
I hear you, but they're already there. So... It's just there, like...
I know, but, like, we're allowed to be, so as women, or as girls, we're allowed to be both tomboy and girly girl. Mm-hmm. A boy is not allowed to be... Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't want Arrow being called a girly boy.
Right, I guess.
But if he's prim and proper, you know, he doesn't like getting dirty, and potentially he goes and grabs your necklaces and likes to put them on because they're cool looking, mm-hmm. Is he going to be labeled a girly boy?
I don't know what he'd be labeled as anymore because labels are constantly changing and there's so many rules behind them.
Well, that's why I don't want to get into all the labeling stuff. I'm just saying, like, we're all allowed... This is going back to the feminism thing again. When I said, can't we just all be humans that are rad in our own ways?
That are rad? Yes, I definitely think we can be humans who are rad in our own ways. I guess I just don't care as much what the label is as long as it's not offensive.
Well, being offended is personal.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. But there's certain words that are, like, uber offensive. Like, everybody knows those words.
I agree, offensive. But at the same time, I like to play devil's advocate a lot, and I can see both sides. They're offensive if you allow yourself to take offense by them. Because you don't have to be.
What about the N-word?
No, I don't like it either. There's so much history behind it, but a word only has as much power as you let it have.
I see what you're saying.
I'm not about to go use it. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think I should. Mm-hmm. But it only has as much power as you let behind it. And 2, everything has to do with perspective of that person. An opinion of that person. Mm-hmm. Like, some people are super offended by cursing in general. Mm-hmm. Other people, it's like saying fluffy bunny words. I mean, I don't know.
I like it. Fluffy bunny.
Like, in my mind, strong, independent women motherfucking curse.
And...
But that's not literally my definition of a strong, independent woman.
Anyway, sorry, that was a huge tangent.
Yes, super.
But I think it's important, and I like that we talk about it together, like, in real life.
And we are being strong, independent women here, by being able to have a conversation, being able to have the tough conversations, being able to, like, put this out there in the world and the universe, because if you go and look on our podcast editing software background, it says how many people listen from where, and they include all the planets.
Who listens on the other planets?
Nobody.
Oh, but dang it, we really got to work on Pluto.
I know.
Is it still a planet?
No, but I call it a planet. It's Pluto.
I know. Anyway, we super digress. So I don't know. That was a very interesting thought to think about the way we raise our kids.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what I had a lot.
Okay, so I'm raising a daughter. Mm-hmm. So in hopes that she will be a strong, independent woman one day, mm-hmm. or grow into that.
Well, I think she will be in her own regard. Like, yeah, we all have that within us. It's just
but I want her to see and feel empowered in the fact that she is a strong, independent girl mm-hmm. growing into a stronger, more independent woman. Mm-hmm. And independent, I don't think has to mean solo.
Mm-mm. No, I do not think so.
I think strong and independent means you are fully comfortable and capable of being in any partnership, family, relationship, anything.
I think like any situation.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're with somebody, like right now we're together, but like if you weren't here, I could still...
Together.
I know. But if you weren't here, I could still get all this stuff done, and I would find my way of, like, being excited to be, like, alone and embody that. So, yeah, I think there's many layers to it.
Yeah, I mean, I was... Especially once I became a military spouse, I found more of my independence, like being able to just go out and do things by myself and feel comfortable and all of that, and, you know, make the calls that I need to make and run the house by myself, which I was not quite comfortable with all that kind of stuff before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I became a single mom, I had to digest, okay, this might be what it is forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's the chance that I might not find somebody and might not follow some of those family dreams that I had. And it took a lot of soul searching and praying and then just coming to terms with it. And then that grew, like, the next level of my strong, independent womanness.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I was totally okay with whatever the outcome was, that's when more good came to me. And that's where I became stronger and more independent. And then that's when I found somebody who I fully enjoy being with, and I'm still a strong, independent woman with him and my daughter and our future.
I was just thinking about it in comparison to my life, which is my husband I met at age 20, and then I pretended that he wasn't the one for
But I knew.
3 years. What?
I said, but I knew.
But you knew, yeah. So for 3 years I pretended he wasn't the one, and then finally got back together with him, but that still only put me at 23. Yeah, that'd be 23. Right? Yes. And...
Well, you guys moved in together like a year or so before I had Emmeline.
Well, we moved to California. I was with him... We got back together in August of 2010.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would have been 23. And then we've been together ever since. And I've had to learn about my independence while being with someone, which is really interesting. Because I used to, when I was a lot younger, I would kind of not, like, I wouldn't allow myself to like things or do things that I thought he might judge me for. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't want to geek out over, like, Disney stuff, even though I geek out over Disney stuff. Not, like, all Disney stuff, but princesses in particular. And I would, like, I thought he would think it was weird, or that he'd make fun of me, or, like, musicals. I didn't really play musicals, because I just thought there'd be this judgment from him. And he's a very critical person when it comes to music, but I took that personal, instead of being like, you know, he has a critical ear. Like, that's not a bad thing to have strong music tastes, or, like, strong desires. But it also doesn't mean that he's judging my tastes or making me feel less than because I have different tastes than him. And so it was really interesting that I had to remind myself of what I like. And I had to, like, come back into my own, because I was letting myself be defined by what I thought he wanted, which wasn't even what he wanted. But it was what I thought he wanted. And then I just remember one year being like, I'm not even anybody, because I'm just trying to be this person who you want me to be. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, he was shocked and saddened that I had been living in this box that I was trying to create based on what I thought he'd want. And so, anyway, since then, and he's like, I don't know, he's my biggest supporter, and I realize that. And
That's like... It's weird to say, but that's like the dream, because most women, we get out of some life situation, usually a relationship, that then sets us on the journey of finding ourselves again. Mm-hmm. And you had the fortune of doing it within this relationship.
Yeah. Well, I think it has a lot to do with him. Like, he's very supportive, and he tells me, like, listen to that. Who cares if I don't like it? Like, John Mayer. He doesn't like John Mayer. And it took me a long time to, like, that was the first music that I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I have put John Mayer on every, like, mixed tape that I've made for him. And I'm like, you just need to love it, because he's got some B-sides that you will appreciate. And he listens to it anyway, so I don't know how he feels. But yeah, so I embrace it now. And... like, the other day, he I had some worship music playing, and he turned it off. I'm like, why do you hate worship music? And he's like, you weren't in the room for like an hour, so I turned it off. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I just took it so personally.
It was only 5 minutes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it felt like 5 minutes to me.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, because you're time.
I know. Time is non-existent in my life.
It's elastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that might be one of the core things of fully stepping into your strong, independent womanhood is finding your true self, like connecting with your passions, likes, like yours, and being proud of them and not giving a flying F about what other people think about it.
Yeah.
And being like, this is who I am. This is awesome. Like, we were talking earlier about how we both like young adult fiction. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's something that sometimes you could shy away from, like, oh, well, because, like, that doesn't sound intellectual, or it doesn't sound, I don't know, whatever. But who freaking cares?
Yeah.
If it's what you enjoy, then it's what you enjoy. The book that I read back last fall, The Happiness Project, she was, you know, she was a writer, and she was published, and she was in these intellectual circles, and she was afraid to admit that she enjoyed young adult fiction. Mm-hmm. And then when she was doing this happiness project for herself, she realized, okay, I need to just admit it and be okay with other people knowing about it. And she started this little book club with 2 other friends who were intellectuals as well. And they all got together once a week and talked about young adult fiction. And they were happier for it and stronger for it.
I also, so kind of the opposite, or similar, but like the opposite thing. I had this pressure on myself to not watch TV because, like, so many things say, oh, if you watch TV, it's going to drain you. You shouldn't watch TV. All of the world greats don't watch television. I've, like, seen, like, actors who say that. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you're an actor. Your whole life is because people watch TV. Like, why are you encouraging people to not? But I still had this thought, like, oh, TV is bad and you shouldn't watch TV. And then one day, Jay and the kids were gone, and I just watched a ton of TV, and it made me more creative, and it made me more inspired by, like, other stories, because it's like, I also heard recently that reading fiction before bed helps, like, spark your creativity and your empathy and all of this stuff. In the study was done by a guy who says you shouldn't watch TV. But hey, but I think TV can do the same thing. Like, you're diving into these other stories, and, like, one of my fun facts is that I look at my life as a movie. I imagine where the camera angle would be at all times. Like, why would I not want to watch other camera angles and be inspired by that? So, anyway, you gotta do what you love. Who the hell cares what anybody else says about it?
Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, that's the
gist. Just the long and the short.
Yeah.
Some of it was long.
Live into yourself and be proud of that, and don't take anything from anybody. And we have so many people that come into our lives and into our community who don't remember what their passion is, or can't tell us, or can't give us the one thing that they would like to do in their day. And those are the women that we want to reach out to and bring into our community most, to help them remember that they are a person, they are important, and what they love to do matters. So let's re-find that. Like, let's, and it doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Being a strong, independent woman means being so wholly and fully yourself that you don't even need to try to. You will inspire others to do that too. I think that's a meme that I love somewhere. Something like that. But now it's my meme.
It's your meme.
It's my meme.
Just my meme. Just my meme. Beep beep. The way you said it sounded like the Roadrunner. Meme. That's my meme. Well, I think we freaking did it.
I think we did freaking do it. And you know what? We are strong, independent women. We are here. We left our families. We said, you guys got this. Yeah?
I just think... I feel like we should make a drinking game. I don't know how many times
you said strong, independent women. We should. Okay. Well, that's the episode
in. Go back to the beginning. Replay this. Take a shot every time Jessica says strong, independent women.
Yes, please do. I would love that.
And then
I'm
give
not
us a
going
number.
to do it because I don't get that drunk anymore. But I would love for you to do it if that's what you would like to do. My best friends Jess and Rach, I'm talking to you.
I'm dying.
Please don't.
I'm a strong.
But no, I mean, hello. We came and did this. Like, here we are in this adorable little hotel room. I wish you guys could be here with us because it's really cool.
I know, you don't even see the cutest part right now because this
No, you don't. Yeah.
We'll show
but it was
you.
the best thing to do.
YouTube will show you at the very end.
Yeah. So make sure you check out YouTube, you guys. And like, we're loving life. This is exactly what we wanted to do, and we get to be together, and we're like doing our thing, and we're inspiring others, and we're connecting with like a million other women, and
we're
amazing.
learning that sometimes self-care is pouring your heart into your passions.
Yeah. And our passion, one of our passions is our work.
Is connecting with other women and encouraging them to be the best versions of themselves.
Same.
So that they can go and encourage others to do the same. That is our biggest goal. Like, that's the whole reason In Raw Life got started.
Yeah.
We want, like, Jess said, we need to have a podcast. And I'm like, why do we need to have a podcast? And she said, because we need to make a huge difference. I was born to make a difference. How are we going to do that? And here we are. You said that.
I know. I'm about to cry listening to it.
Anyway, so, yeah. You gotta
And
do the same.
sometimes being strong is crying.
Yeah. I miss Arrow.
Oh, we'll see you tomorrow.
I tell him all the time that it's okay to cry.
It is.
And he goes, Mama, the tears just won't stop coming.
Oh, Arrow.
I know. It kills me.
Oh, God. You couldn't deal with being around Emlyn. She would tug on your heartstrings way too much.
Maybe this is why God gave me boys.
No, it has nothing to do with that. This is just Emlyn.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I didn't cry worth anything when I was little.
But why? Who hurt you?
Myself. I don't know.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today. If you are a strong, independent woman, is that what you're going to say?
Say, if you have a definition.
What?
I was going to do the stronger quote idea, but using strong, independent women.
Oh,
Just throw it in there a few more times.
I see.
Strong, independent woman. Strong, independent woman. Strong, independent woman.
Wow, you are drunk. Not her.
You.
On
You're
the other
welcome.
side. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh. Well, thank you. I had like a weird frog in my throat the last time I said thank you. So I sounded like a man.
You had a throat in your frog?
I had a throat. I didn't say that, did I?
I know you did.
I would. That's something I would
I know.
Well, thank you for joining us on another fantastic episode. A most fantastic episode, since it was the first one we did Well, thank you for joining us on another episode of the In Raw Life podcast. A fantastic episode at that, because it's the first one where we're together.
Holla.
We're super glad that you keep coming back, and we encourage you to rate, review, and
We already said
subscribe.
that.
I know, but I want to encourage them again.
Okay.
Rate, review, subscribe. Keep following us. Help our podcast to grow, and help our community to grow. And what is the thing that we do say at the end?
The strength clip.
Wasn't there one more thing?
No, and then I do my thing. And then bye.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Yeah.
I just feel like there's one more thing.
No, we shortened it.
I know, but I thought there was still... Anyway. Yeah. So thanks for following along. Please follow us, share us, and if you want to be a part of the show, send us a clip of what it means to be
A strong, independent woman.
or strength in general. Whatever that means to you. You can send an audio clip, 30 seconds or less, of what strength means to you to podcast@inrawlife.com.
Oh, maybe there was one more thing. We never said you need to go follow us at inrawlife.co on Instagram.
Yeah.
And join us there for more fun hijinks like this.
Yes.
Until next week. I know, but look, it was smaller because I was being quiet.
Oh, right.
Until next week, we hope that you find your inner strong, independent woman. Had to throw it in there one more time. That you, again, look inside and remember what it is, what it means to be you. That is what's going to make you your most strong self. And if you didn't already start playing the drinking game, go rewind. Be kind. Rewind to the beginning. Get your shots out and start playing, bitches.
Shot, 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 shot. Everybody! Bye! Perfect.
Oh, wait, we're going to show...
Oh, yeah. Hey, YouTube. Let me tell you the room.
Welcome to the tour of the Wyanoke Hotel. As you'll see out here, this is lovely Farmville. It's a little hard to see because of all the lights, but look, it's beautiful. Over here, we've got the books, the vases, and the birdies. Above the birdies, you'll see all the yarn, or thread, and some little leafy thing. Isn't this place super cute? Oh no, the lighting got weird again. It's like, what are you doing to me? It's super cute. There's also a really cool bathroom. Whoa, why are you mad at me? Turn on super saving mobile. Oh, your battery's about to die. I just wanted to show you the bathroom before we go.
Look at that! Look at how cool it is! It's a big shower! You potty in the shower! And look at this. Ooh, so textured. And even down here, I can even show you my little foot. Because I got a pedicure. But this is like real, I don't know, it's tiny tile. It's very grip-shiny. Anyway, oh, and this is Jessica's favorite part. Metal towel rack. Okay.
Show them the gazillions of outfits.
Oh, and here's all the things we brought for 48 hours because picture time, picture time, picture time. And that's pretty cool too. We like that. All right. Say goodnight, Jessica.
Good night.
Say Jessica.
Good night, Jessica.
Bye.